Today we're gonna be breaking down Wendy Williams' natal chart from a medical astrology point of view to see why she is experiencing a lot of health issues recently and also back then that is related to her thyroid gland, that's related to her lymphatic immune system, that's related to her addiction when it comes to drugs, cocaine, and we're gonna be able to see that in her chart. Her moon is in Scorpio, meaning that her moon is debilitated and is having hard time to do its job properly. It's uncomfortable. It cannot express its energy fully. The moon represents our lymphatic immune system, our water system, which helps us when it comes to detoxification, rejuvenation, and healing. But when it's in the sign of Scorpio, they deal with fixed water. With the water, the lymph does not even move. It makes it very hard. It's a sign that deal with death, transformation, power control issues, sex, and things along this line. So her moon, her lymphatic immune system, her womb is gonna go through a lot of toxicity, transformation, power control issues. This is why all her health issues stem from the lack of detoxification through her moon being debilitated in Scorpio. That's how she experienced all those miscarriages, lymphedema, and issues that deal with the lymphatic and immune system. But that also will lead to her having a lot of physical issues, especially when it comes to her thyroid. Your thyroid is very important when it comes to gaining and losing weight and maintaining your physical stability. But since her moon is already debilitating in Scorpio, and the moon, which is your lymphatic immune system, plays a major part when it comes to promoting your hormonal health, that means her hormonal health does not even work properly to balance her body. This is why she has Jupiter in Taurus, forcing her to expand and learn about her true value, her true assets, which are her physical body. But Jupiter could play out positively or negatively. Negatively as inflammation when it comes to the thyroid gland or the physical body, or positively growth, proper control of the thyroid gland, healthy weight gain and healthy weight loss. Wendy Williams had an alcohol but also a cocaine addiction, which is most likely her way of escaping from reality and her issues. But the problem with that, she has Neptune in Scorpio, and Neptune deals with obvious spirituality, mysticism, and things along this line. But negatively, how you escape from reality, and the way she like to escape from reality, it deals with scorpionic like things that are transformational, things that deal with power control issues, addiction, which probably led her to her alcohol and cocaine usage, and that most likely also led to her health becoming way worse, but also making her unaware of the true condition of her physical body. When it comes to Wendy Williams experiencing lymphedema in the area of the feet, where she can't even walk properly, she could only feel 2% of her feet. You could connect that to the fact that she has Saturn and Pisces in the first house. Saturn represents stiffness, rigidity, lack of fluidity, stagnation. When it's in Pisces, which represent our skin and our feet, you can see how Saturn is kind of restriction, rigidity in the area of the feet. But since Saturn is a generational planet, it took her time to experience that situation in her life. And she also have Caryan there in Pisces, letting us know she require a very deep level of healing in that area of life. But this is why she can't feel her feet, because Saturn is almost restricting the connection between her first house, her brain and nervous system, and her feet too. When it comes to her issues related to her brain and nervous system and dementia and things along this line, you could connect that to her having Saturn in her first house. Saturn represents rigidity, lack of movement, stiffness, and it's in the first house, which represents the brain and nervous system area, which require neuroplasticity, meaning that you need to be constantly initiating new nervous system signals to keep your brain fresh and young. But when you have Saturn there, too restrictive, where the brain and nervous system cannot express itself properly, and since Saturn is a generational planet, it most likely took her time to experience that dementia, that brain fogginess. And Saturn falls in the first house in the area of the brain and nervous system, letting us know in that area of life she's gonna start to experience some form of decline, some form of loss of energy, where her brain and nervous system cannot function properly. And that comes from Saturn creating restriction, rigidity,